Hey YouTube, Christian Pepper Gal here. And today I am going to put together a meal in a bag and I'm going to make chili. So why don't you come along with me and we'll see how that's done. First thing is, this is a vacuum seal bag. It has a Ziploc on one end, and then the other end is open, and that's the end that we're going to put our ingredients in. And you might ask yourself, why a meal in a bag? Well, this is kind of sort of like a homemade MRE, meals ready to eat. The only difference is you have to add water to this to cook it, so it's not entirely ready, but it is a meal in a bag. It's the meal all together. We'll put all the ingredients to make the chili in here except for the water. Okay. First thing that we're going to start off with is some freeze-dried hamburger. This actually, it came from Mountain House, is commercially prepared, so that I know and trust that it's going to have a long shelf life. And I put it in the jars. This is a quart-sized jar because I had already opened and used it for some other projects. So I'm going to put in about 1/4 cup maybe a little more or a little less into the bag. Okay. Then next, I have some pinto beans that I myself dehydrated. I cooked them first, then let them drain really good, put them in the dehydrator and dehydrated them so that when I use them, they are going to rehydrate much quicker than if I didn't cook them first. And I'm going to put 1/4 cup of the pinto beans in the bag. Next, I have some red and green bell peppers with onion that I also dehydrated. It was a bag of frozen, and they were already mixed all together. Okay, if we can get this. There we go. And these I'm going to put about 1/8 cup, but I don't have an 1/8 cup measuring cup, so I'm going to use my 1/4 cup and just kind of guess. That's about half. Okay, those are the main ingredients for the soup, or excuse me, the chili. And I'm going to put a link down below in the description area with the complete recipe, so you don't have to bother quick writing it down. You can just go there, follow the link, and then there's also the option to download or print out the recipe. So, make it easy on you. Now I'm going to take a little snack size baggie, and I'm going to put the spices for the chili in here. We're going to start off with 1/2 tablespoon of onion powder. And of course that doesn't want to fit in there either. Okay, this is a 1/2 tablespoon measuring spoon, just in case you're wondering. Then we're going to put in some tomato powder, which I have Augustin Farm powdered tomato. I want to dehydrate and then powder my own, but I haven't had a chance to do that yet. So I went ahead and purchased some so it wouldn't hold me up on putting together these meals. And we're going to put in 1½ tablespoons of the tomato powder. There's 1. And 1/2. Oh, get on there. Then we're going to use a 1/4 teaspoon of Spanish paprika. Next, 1/2 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. Half teaspoon of garlic powder. One teaspoon of chili powder. And 1 teaspoon of cumin. And this one is always hard for me to get off. 1 teaspoon. Where are you? Well, I forgot the 1 teaspoon, so we're going to just use 2 1/2 teaspoons. And one thing I wanted to explain is my reason for putting the spices into the little baggie, because when we go to cook it, it's going to all cook together. But having put it in the little baggie by themselves, I'm going to fold it over and get as much air out as I can, but I'm not going to seal it. And then I'm going to place it inside the baggie with the meat and the beans and the peppers. As you can see here. Then the next thing we're going to do, because that's all the ingredients that need to go in here, is we're going to vacuum seal it. And the reason for putting the spices in the baggie inside the bag is so that they don't get pulled out when it gets vacuum sealed. They stay intact in that baggie. It'll still pull the air out of the little baggie, but it won't be strong enough at that point to pull all the spices and powders out. So if you stay tuned, I'm going to go ahead and do 3 more of these, and then I'll be back and show you how we vacuum seal them. And I am back, and I've got 4 bags made up of the chili meal in a bag. Now I've got my handy dandy vacuum sealer here. It's Gourmet brand, I'm going to go ahead and seal the bags up. That's the next step. So put it in, lock it down, and hit vacuum seal. I apologize for the noise, but I wanted you to see what it does and how long it takes. It doesn't take very long at all. Now we've got it all vacuum sealed up, and this will last us anywhere from 10 to 15 years and maybe even more if we store it in a dark, cool place. And next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write on it what it is and how much water it needs. Okay, so this is chili, and we're going to need 1/2 cup water. And then we're going to, let me get my directions here, sorry. Okay, we're going to bring it to a boil. We're going to put the chili in, and I'm sorry. And then we're going to bring it to boil. Let it set for 10 minutes. We'll bring it to boil, cover it up with a lid, and let it set for 10 minutes, and then it'll be ready to eat. So that's all there is to it. Cup of water, put the meal in, bring it to a boil, take it off the heat or the flame, let it set for 10 minutes, and it's ready to go. And I did test this as far as the flavor and everything, and see how well it reconstitutes just the other day, so I would know if I'm telling you correct information or not. And I got to tell you, it really turned out good. It tastes almost as good as my homemade chili that I make, and it's got the same ingredients. It's just prepared in a different way. Okay, so don't forget to check below for the link, and you can go there and print out the recipe, or you can just download it on your phone or your computer. And that's it for now on how to make chili in a bag. So, until next time, happy prepping, and God bless.